afternoon, Atlanta Music Project young musicians and friends. My name is Brianna Johnson, and I'm happy to welcome you to another edition of AMP Online Masterclasses, sponsored by the Chestnut Family Foundation. Today's class is Success with Sight Singing, taught by Ms. Hanan Davis, who you know is one of our voice teaching artists. I invite you all to participate by taking notes, singing along, and answering and asking questions in the chat. And if at any time you would like to come on video to demonstrate one of the concepts, you can just let me know in the chat. All right, let's get started.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Hanan Davis, and we're going to get right to it. So today, what we're going to focus on are techniques sight reading techniques. That's what this entire thing is about. So I want you to make sure that you have a pencil. A pencil is a musician's tool. I want to make sure you have paper and you have access to the PDF that Miss Brianna sent out. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So let's begin with some sight singing tips. I want you to ask yourself, whenever you have a sight reading example in front of you, 5 different questions. The first is about time signature. You need to know how many beats are in each measure that you're supposed to be singing. There's a difference between 4/4, 3/4, 2/4, and all those other time signatures that you've been learning about in chorus and at your schools. So make sure that you're very clear about how many beats are in each measure. So that's the first tip. The second tip is to know what key you're in. Again, I know that you have been studying figuring out how to decipher which keys in your chorus and also in your private voice lessons. But that's very important. It's important to know that what note you start on, what your do is. And that brings me to tip number 3, solfege. We use solfege here at AMP, so I want to make sure that you use it when you're sight singing. The solfege scale is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, for those who may not know and are tuning in and not necessarily a part of the AMP courses, but are a part of the greater AMP family. So it's very important to know if your solfege, if your example starts on do, or if you're more advanced, if it starts on something else, like so. Now we go to tip number 4, rhythm. Do you know all the different note values that are in your sight reading example? This is actually where most sight singers fall a little bit shorter, seem to have some challenges. Figuring out the solfege seems to be pretty straightforward, but when we add in that other component of rhythm, then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I want to make sure today that we look at the rhythm without pitch and then add the pitch to the rhythm. And finally, tempo. You want to make sure that you are not going too slow or too fast when you're singing through your sight singing example. A lot of times, because we're nervous, we tend to speed up. And we want to make sure that we allow ourselves as much time as possible so that we can think clearly and actively while we sight sing, because it does take a lot of brain power. So I'm gonna just refresh those tips. 1, time signature. That's the first thing you clock. 2, what key are we in? 3, what solfege syllable do we start on? 4, what does the rhythm look like? Is it complicated? Is it pretty straightforward? And 5, I need to make sure that I go at a pace that is comfortable for me. All right, so I hope that you either wrote it down or you're following along, and let's keep it moving. For those at home, I did not write in the rhythm on the examples this time. I want to make sure that with an AMP wants to make sure that each time we have a sight singing masterclass that you're building upon what you learned last time. So for those who are at home and want to make sure that they're actually singing on the right rhythm, I've given you some notes here about how to write your rhythm. So the top is for writing in quarter and eighth notes. The middle is for writing in quarter, eighth, and dotted quarter notes so that you understand that syncopation. And the bottom is for when you're writing in quarter, eighth, and half notes. I'll give you just a little time to write it down before we move on. All right, let's keep it moving. So, for our first example, I want to start from the top. What was the first thing that we talked about as far as the tips are concerned? It was time signature. So I would like for a volunteer to tell me what the time signature of this piece is.
Okay, we're going to bring on Sire.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just start whenever I need to?
Yes.
Okay. One.
Sire, she asked you what's the time signature for this piece or for this example?
The concept for it is to learn the rhythm.
Sorry, Sire. Time signature. What's the time signature?
4/4.
Absolutely. And what does 4/4 mean?
4 beats in a measure.
And
4 beats in a measure. The rhythm.
you're not wrong. But let's see if we can have Dakota answer that other part of the question for you. But good job.
Thank you.
Dakota should be up now. Dakota, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So Sire told us what the top number for the time signature was about. He said that it means there are 4 beats in each measure. Can you tell us what the bottom number stands for?
The bottom number is for each each measure.
It's about it tells you how many beats are in each measure. Yes, absolutely. So you have well, actually, it tells you what kind of note gets the beat. So for the top number, it's 4 beats per measure, and the bottom number tells us what kind of note gets the beat. And in this case, it's the quarter note. So how we would clap a 4/4.
I'm sorry, Miss Hanan, you went on mute for a second. Can you repeat what you just said?
Yes, I'll reiterate about the 4/4 measure. The top note, the top number in a time signature tells you how many beats are in the measure, and the bottom note tells you what kind of note gets the beat. In the case of 4/4, this means that 4 beats are in each measure, and the quarter note gets the beat. And so most people are familiar with how we beat a quarter note, but I'll just give an example here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what a 4/4 measure is. So thank you to all those who participated. And now let's move to our second tip. Our second tip had to do with key. Can anybody tell me what key we're in?
Okay, we're going to bring on Soleil to answer that.
All right.
Hello.
I'm right here.
Did you hear the question, Soleil?
Yes. What key are we in? We're in G major.
Not G major. How did you? Well, I don't think we actually have time for that. But in G major has 1 sharp, so that's not it. It's not. It's related to G major, but that's not quite it. Let's see if there's anybody else who can help you out.
Okay, we're going to bring on Tyre.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tyre, what do you say is the answer?
C major.
Absolutely. C major is the key that does not have any sharps or flats in its key signature. So it looks kind of bare. It looks like there is no key signature, but that the fact that there are no sharps and flats is actually a key signature. Very good job. Now, we have to figure out what our starting pitch is. So, if we are in C major, what do you think our starting pitch would be? Let me see if somebody can help me out here too.
We're going to bring on Kennedy to answer this. Kennedy, are you there? Okay, well, actually, we're going to bring on Jonathan.
All right.
Jonathan, are you there?
Yes.
All right. What would you say our starting pitch is?
C.
Absolutely. So, if you look at the example, you'll see that actually all of our pitches are C. I wanted to do this on purpose because I wanted us to focus on tip number 4, which is rhythm. If you recall earlier, I said that sometimes when we add rhythm to pitch, that's when some of us have feel like we're the most challenged. So I wanted to make sure that I gave you something that wasn't too complicated to start off with so that we can build from there. So, as a matter of fact, I want us all to go ahead and clap this rhythm together. Whenever I'm going to do an example, I'm going to do what's called clapping a measure for nothing. So some people call it an empty measure, but I call it a measure for nothing. And that way I can establish what the tempo is. So the first time I'm going to clap the rhythm by myself. And then the next time I want you to clap at home with me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now it's your turn to do it with me. All right, a measure for nothing. 1, 2, ready, clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Now, I would like to hear someone volunteer to just beat the rhythm just the way that we did together. But I want to make sure that you guys stay in touch. So, can I have a volunteer to clap this rhythm?
Sorry, Miss Hanan, I'm having a tech issue. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Gabby, can you unmute yourself and answer for Miss Hanan?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Can you say it again?
Oh, I just wanted you to clap the example that we just did.
Okay. Are you going to start me off or should I just start?
Actually, I want you to start yourself off. Yes.
Okay. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
Oh, delightful. Thank you so very much. That
Thank
was perfect. Okay, now let's start singing the pitches. I want to start with the scale because even though this example only uses one pitch, it's very important to know what our scale looks and sounds like. So I'm going to play your do. For the women, I'm going to play the higher one first, and for the young men, I'm going to play the lower one second. I know that some young men's voices are higher than others, but I want you to make sure that you sing in the octave that is comfortable for you. All right. So this is for the higher voices. That's your do. That's for the lower voices. So we're just going to sing a major scale. And I'll count us in. 1, 2, ready, and. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Come back down. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. All right. So now that we've established what the key sounds like, we want to go ahead and start. Well, we don't want to sing just yet. I want to still focus on rhythm, but the twist this time is to say the solfege syllable while you're clapping. So I will demonstrate what I want you to do, and then we'll do it together, and then I'll have another volunteer to see if it worked. All right, so let me refresh my pitch just so that I can hear it, even though I'm just speaking the solfege syllable. So 1, 2, ready, and do, 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 do. All right, so we're gonna do that together. Again, I'll refresh the pitches, but I don't want you to sing. I just want you to get used to hearing it in your head. That's what we call audiating. All right. So for the higher voices and for the lower voices, but just speak. All right. 1, 2, speak the solfege. Do, 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 do. All right. Now, who feels brave enough to volunteer as tribute to see if you can clap it well?
We're going to try Kennedy again.
All right.
I hope you're ready, Kennedy.
I think I'm ready this time.
All right.
Stepped away last time. Hello.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
All right, let's try and do this. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do.
That was very, very good. There was only 1/8 note you forgot to clap in the third measure. But other than that, it was absolutely perfect. All right. So now we identified the time signature. We have identified the key. We have identified what pitch we start on. We have identified the rhythm. We've identified, we've even heard the pitch and the scale. Now let's put it all together. So the first time, I want us all to do it together at the same time. And then I will have another volunteer to see if they can do it on their own. So that's the pitch for the higher voices. That's the pitch for the lower voices. All right, let's see what happens. 1, 2, ready, let's sing. do, 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 do. All right. Even though I can't see or hear you at this moment, I felt good energy. So, who would like to go ahead and demonstrate that example?
Okay, we're gonna bring on Taryn to try it out. Are you there, Taryn? Oh, yep, there she is.
Yes.
All right, let's see what you got.
Oh, okay. Do, 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 do.
Very nice. And the only thing that I think that I want you to do again, if it's okay, is in the third measure. I want to really make sure that we get those dotted rhythms. Dotted rhythms can be very tricky. That's like, I understand that. So I want, Taryn, I'm going to demonstrate just the third measure, and then I want you to demonstrate the third measure again. All right. So just the third measure. I'm still going to count in my 4 beats, a measure for nothing. 1, 2, ready, and do, 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 do. That's all I'm doing. All right. Taryn, you think you got that?
Yes.
All right, let's hear it.
Do, 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 do.
Absolutely delightful. So when you guys are sight singing, sight singing is not the easiest thing in the world. So the fact that you're here today is amazing, and that you're learning so early. But remember, sight singing takes time, and sometimes we make some mistakes. That's okay. Just go back and try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. All right, I like that. And everybody who demonstrated today thus far, you had really, really, really good pacing. Nobody was too fast, nobody was too slow, and I love that. All right, so tell me in the chat if you got it well, if you struggled a little bit, so I can see if I can maybe bring you on for to demonstrate some things to make sure that you are getting the kind of help that you need for sight singing. All right, now let's move to example 2. Oh, I got a few got it. All right. Okay, so with example 2, this, I have broken it down into 4 different parts. This is, the entire example is 4 bars long, but I'm breaking it down bar by bar because that is one of the things that I do when I'm sight singing. If I look at something that's 8 measures long, sometimes it gets overwhelming. So I break it down into smaller bits, and that way I'm like, oh, no, I can do this. So that's what we're gonna do today. Now, we're gonna go back using our 5 tips. First tip, time signature. Who can tell me what the time signature is?
Okay, we're gonna bring on let's see. Jonathan again to answer this.
All right.
It's 4 for 4.
All right, and what does 4/4 mean?
4 beats and 4 beats per measure.
And what does the bottom number mean? I'm gonna help you out a little bit. The bottom note stands for what kind of note gets the beat. So if the bottom note number is 4, what note gets the beat?
Jonathan, are you
Yes. the quarter note gets the beat?
Absolutely. So 4 beats in each measure, and the quarter note gets the beat. That means a complete measure is the equivalent to 4 quarter notes. Absolutely. Thank you so very much. Okay, now let's go to the key. Who can tell me what key we're in?
We're going to bring on Sage.
C major,
Absolutely. And how'd you know that?
because there's no sharps or flats.
Oh, look at y'all be paying attention. All right, so we know the time signature is 4/4. We know the key. Now, who can tell me what the starting pitch is?
We're going to bring back Sire to answer this.
Our starting pitch is do, so C.
Absolutely. You get like bonus points because you said both do and C. Good job. So yes, and this should feel familiar because it's similar to what we did in the last example. Now, if you, well, of course you have your pencils at home because you're prepared. I want you to write in the solfege if you are not completely comfortable with your solfege just yet. In sight singing, sometimes trying to figure out what note or what solfege syllable goes with what note can be a little difficult. There's no shame in writing down your solfege. So I'm just going to give you about 10 seconds to see if you can figure it out. We already know that the first note is do. So let's see if you can figure out what the next one is. All right, I see some people in the chat have already figured it out. All right. All right. So I want you to be able to check whether or not you put the right solfege syllables. So let's go to the next slide to see if you're right. All right, by not raise of hands, but answer in the chat to see and tell me if you got it right.
You can put thumbs up too.
Oh yeah, I knew that there was something else we could do on here.
Did everyone get it? Okay, I see you.
Okay, all right. This is what I love to see. It's what I love to hear. Now, I'm going to give us our pitches again, just so that so that we can sing the scale together. For the higher voices, for the lower voices. All right, we're going to sing the scale together. I'm going to count us in. 1, 2, ready, and do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. All right. Now, we've got to hit the rhythm. We're going to do the rhythm for this first measure together. And then I'm going to have a volunteer. And then we're going to move this a little bit faster. All right. So for the first measure, I want you to clap with me. Again, I'm going to give us a measure for nothing so that you can hear what my tempo is. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. It's as simple as that. All right. Now let me hear from someone. Can you clap that first measure?
Okay, we're going to bring on Zella to try it out.
Okay. 1.
Oh, wait. Oh, did you finish? Because it cut out a little bit.
Okay, I'll try it again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Close. So remember, we're in 4/4. So the half notes get 2 beats.
Okay.
I think you gave it 3 beats. So I'm going to give you another chance. Go ahead.
1, 2, 1, 2. Like that?
There we go. All right. Now,
Miss Davis, can I hop in for a second?
Absolutely.
Hey Zella, when you're clapping this out, we don't want to do 1, 2, 1, 2, right? It's how many beats per measure?
4.
4. So shouldn't it be what should the counts be?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so we want to count it like that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Miss Brianna. All right, now let's go ahead and start adding some pitch. So I would like a volunteer to sing just the first measure. I want you to sing the solfege. Yeah, that's it. All right.
Okay, we're going to bring on Akasha to try this one out.
All right. All right, Akasha, and remember, I only want the first measure, not the second measure just yet.
Okay.
And I will refresh your do for you.
Do. Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Can you hear me?
I can.
You have some light?
I can't see myself.
Because
Yes.
in the dark.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Do, re.
Absolutely. All right, so let's add on another measure. Thank you so very much, Akasha.
Okay.
Okay, so for those who are at home, and are, well, everybody's at home. For those who are writing in your solfege, I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to write in that second measure, and then we'll check it. All right, your 10 seconds are up. Let's see if you got it right. All right. So keep me updated in the chat. See if you got it right. If you didn't get it right, still say like, oh man, I missed the one. And it's okay, because that's why we do the solfege check. Now, I would like for another volunteer to put both the first measure and the second measure together. Who's up for the challenge?
Okay, we're going to bring on Amaya to try it out.
I can go.
All right, yes, I will. Let me go ahead and refresh your C though. All right, and whenever you're ready.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Was that right?
I think you forgot a note.
You just forgot the fa, the last fa.
Oh, there's a fa. My camera's blocking it.
Oh.
Oh.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. Okay, now let's go to the next measure. All right, now for those who are at home, and I don't know why I keep on saying this, for those who are writing in your solfege, you've got about 6 seconds to write in these two. All right, let's go ahead and check that solfege. All right. I hope that everybody has been doing well in this solfege. Now, let's see who wants to volunteer for this, for the 3-bar exercise. Again, we're building on what everybody else has been singing. So if you've been paying attention to the first and to the first example and the second example, adding another example should not be too bad. All right, Miss Brianna, who should we choose?
We're going to bring on Connor.
All right. All right, Connor. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Go for it.
Re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re.
All right. Very nice. And Connor was very comfortable with moving just a little bit faster. I want to emphasize that there's nothing wrong with moving faster if you're comfortable with it. If like Connor was, he was accurate. That's good. If moving fast compromises the accuracy of the pitches, slow it down. but very, very, very nice. All right, let's move on to that last measure. All right, and for those who are writing that solfege, you've got about 5 seconds to write it in. All right, let's go ahead and check it. So I wanted an example like this because not all examples end on do. As we can see, this example ends on sol. So keep that in mind as you're going through your different sightseeing examples that your teachers have and choir directors have given you. All right, but who's brave enough to go ahead and try this 4-bar example?
We're gonna bring back Zella to try this one out.
All right. So Zella, let me go ahead and get that pitch ready for you.
Okay.
And go at your own pace.
Okay. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, sol.
Nice. I like how you caught yourself at the end. Like, wait, hold on. I know that wasn't right. Let me fix it. That's good. That happens a lot in sight singing. Again, there's going to be a lot of mistakes that you make. You're going to, music in general is one of those things where you're going to make a lot of mistakes before you do, like excellent work. But there's nothing wrong with mistakes in music. It's just a learning experience. So, good job. Good job, wonderful people. Did anybody want to try this example? Did anybody else want to try this example?
Yes, we're gonna bring on Dakota.
All right.
1 second. Okay, Dakota, we're ready for you.
All right, let me give you your dough. And go when you're ready.
Okay. Do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, sol.
Very nice. At the on your last measure, make sure that you we try not to slow down. So if you slow down on the last measure, any of you at home, you might want to start the example just a tad bit slower, but still very good because those pitches were accurate, Dakota. Thank you so very much. All right, now let's move to example number 3. All right, so this example does not have a time signature written in, but I'm gonna let you know what it is. It's 4/4. So, very briefly, who can tell me what the key is? All right. I already see it in the chat. We didn't even need to bring anybody on. Yes, it is C major. She's our friend today. So, and our starting pitch is what? Let me see if y'all can answer in the chat. Who can answer first? All right, Sire with C, yes, which is also our, look, I'm telling you. All right, I see you guys. Okay, now, we know what key we're in because we've been staying in the same key for all of the examples. For those that who are doing the solfege, I want you to go ahead and take 7 seconds to write in these solfege syllables. All right, let's see if you got them right. I hope you did. There we, oh yes, I see in the chat. Now, who wants to volunteer to go ahead and sing this first measure?
We're gonna bring on Cedric to sing this first one.
Okay. Oh.
All right. Cedric, you're a lower voice, aren't you?
Yeah.
So there's your do.
Do, re, mi, fa.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the next measure. You guys are fast learners and accurate learners. All right, so go ahead and write in your solfege, because you know we're going to do a solfege check in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's check it. All right. Yes, so if you got so fa mi re do, then you are a star. All right, now who wants to attempt this 2-bar measure?
We're going to bring on Andrew to do this one.
All right. Andrew, you take the low do too, don't you?
Yes.
All right, ready when you are.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Very nice. Okay, now let's go ahead and add that 3rd measure. You guys are getting good. All right. So notice that the rhythm in this 3rd measure there's a dotted figure in it. So to make sure, well, actually, we've only got about a few more minutes. I want to know who's up for the challenge of this rhythm. But let me hear that solfege first. Go ahead, write it in. All right, let's check it. All right, so if this is what you got, then you've been doing really well. Now, who wants to volunteer for this syncopated 3rd measure?
Okay, I want to give someone new a chance. Sage. Let's see. Let's bring on. Let's try Gabby again.
All right. So let me give you your do.
You ready, Gabby?
Yeah.
All right.
Can you start your video for us, please?
Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay. Can you play the do again? Sorry.
Yes, I can.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, re.
Oh, I love the pitch accuracy in that. Absolutely. Now, I want to give you another shot at that 3rd measure. So
Okay.
before we sing that, can you clap that measure for me?
Give me 1 second.
All right.
Okay. So 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 5.
Not quite. So I want to make sure that you're only giving, you're giving the proper amount of time for those notes. So I'm going to demonstrate it, and then I want you to do it back to me. So 1 and 2 and just a 3rd measure. Sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, now your turn.
Okay. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
Absolutely. Now let's do this whole thing again. Yeah, let's do this whole thing again. That's it. All right. Let me give you your do again.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, re.
Oh, that was an improvement for sure. We needed just a little bit more time on that song. So let's see if we can, let's phone a friend. let's see if there's somebody else who can help her out a little bit.
Okay, Miss Hanan, this has to be our last one, unfortunately, because we're out of time.
It happened so fast.
Let's bring back Taran to try it out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Are you there,
Hello?
Taran?
Yes.
Okay. This is your do. Let's see if you got it.
Taran, can
Okay.
oh, great. Thank you.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So, fa, mi, re, do, re.
All right. So there were definitely some right pitches, and there were some things that we needed a little bit more encouragement on. So when you're singing the first measure, do, re, mi, fa, the fa needed to be a little bit higher so that everything else could start to fall into line. So I'll sing this example for you all since we're out of time. So
Miss Hanan, can we try singing it all together since this is our last one?
absolutely. Let's do it, people. All right. So let me refresh your does. All right. 1, 2, ready, and do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, re. And of course, it would be there's another bar, but we don't have time today. But thank you all for coming out and participating. I love how many people were volunteering. I love how much I saw in the chat. You guys are going to be amazing.
Well, thank you, Miss Hanan, for a wonderful sightseeing class. As you know, this is something that all of us have to work on, even us as people who have gone to college for music. It's something that you have to continue practicing so you can have great sight singing skills. So we didn't get a chance to get to the challenge, but we have a challenge for you all before I let you go. So I'll send it out to you and your parents. So basically, we want you to try to sight sing this challenge, record yourself, and send it to me. And whoever sends it to us first and has it correct, rhythms and pitches, you'll get a spotlight on AMP's Instagram page or other social media pages. So I hope some of you are up for the task. And great job today. And thank you again, Miss Hanan. And we'll see you guys next week.